Oh boy, hey everybody, today is Friday, January 29th, 2021. As usual, my name is Jake Baldino, here to talk about all the video game news that has been going on this week. And it is a wild week. It's been a roller coaster for a couple reasons we'll get to, including some more delays. But let's talk about the first bit of news, which is insane. It's the fact that Cyberpunk 2077 modders and players can't stop having sex with Keanu Reeves. What a horrible problem to have. So, modders have essentially taken Keanu Reeves' skin and swapped it with some of the sex workers in the game, making it so that you can have sex with Keanu Reeves' character, Johnny Silverhand, who is completely, like, 100% Keanu Reeves likeness, maybe with less dad bod and a robot arm, but still, CD Projekt Red has actually even addressed this. I feel like they have a lot more things to worry about right now, considering they put out the patch, and then that patch needed a hotfix. So there's that, but they came out and essentially said that they are going to work to take this down, specifically because that is a real person that let them use his likeness in the game, and, you know, they said basically, unless you get the person's express permission, you shouldn't be doing that. And yeah, that seems fair. I think the big question is, like, you know, everybody, like, the internet loves Keanu Reeves. I wonder if he'd be down with this. Does anyone know? Can someone, like, write Keanu Reeves a letter? I've seen a lot of people also speculating, like, is this just CD Projekt Red trying to, you know, do publicity towards something weird and acknowledge something to get them attention elsewhere and kind of get public favor back? I don't know. I just thought it was a really funny story. Just stupid, light stuff like this I think we need to talk about sometimes. But anyway, in other news that I am insanely excited about is the fact that Knights of the Old Republic is back in the conversation. As you guys know, just like a couple weeks back, Lucasfilm Games, the new initiative, has announced that, you know, they are going to start developing games not under EA Games. So presumably that licensing deal, that exclusive contract, is wrapping up in the next couple of years. So they've been gearing up. We already know that Ubisoft Massive is making a Star Wars game. That was a formal announcement. And now we're getting murmurs of a Knights of the Old Republic project in the works, not under EA, meaning not BioWare. I think at this point, if it is true, I'm okay with not BioWare working on a KOTOR game. As long as it's a passionate team that understands Star Wars, I'm willing to see anybody take a crack at that. Now, is it going to be Old Republic? Is it going to be a remake? Is it actually going to be technically the High Republic, which is new canon?
KOTOR 2 wasn't BioWare, and that was dope.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah, KOTOR 2 wasn't BioWare, and that was great. This rumor is thanks to Bespin Bulletin, a Star Wars insider, and apparently Jason Schreier has also scooped some of this. And the idea behind this is that apparently who is working on it, we will not guess. It will surprise us. I have no idea who could be working on it. I have a lot of people I could think that I would love to work on it, but I think the most interesting thing here is that I think this is likely because there's been rumors of Knights of the Old Republic for years. I personally, back when I used to go outside and talk to people, somebody I knew and trusted did tell me that they were working on something way back when the EA deal was early on. So essentially the Star Wars brand seemingly has been interested in bringing back KOTOR for quite some time, at least from what I've felt and heard. We'll probably have to wait like a few more years, but I'm willing to wait if it's a good-ass KOTOR game, whether it's a new revival, a remake, whatever. If you want to read the story and everything else we talk about this week, it's all, of course, going to be linked down in the description. Next up, this episode is brought to you by Displate. They have a bunch of really high-quality, sweet metal posters that you can use to decorate your own place and kind of express yourself. They sent us quite a few to check out, and we're actually pretty happy to be working with them because they're awesome, and the quality is really nice. The good thing is that they're super easy to set up, and they mount on the wall only with this wall-safe sticker magnet attaching system. We hung ours up in like under a minute. It's totally safe, and it's good for someone like me who cannot hang things in walls properly. I am like the world's worst handyman. But they have tons of different designs to choose from, including original art, pop culture. So, you know, if you love movies, video games, comic book stuff like that, you name it, it's here. Also, the other really cool thing is that for every Displate metal poster that you purchase, Displate then plants one tree and helps a nonprofit organization. So it's kind of like a win-win. They've already planted over 13 million trees. So if you want to check out these cool posters and support the show, all you have to do is click the link in the description. If you click this link in the description, you will have a 30% off discount for 1 week applied automatically at checkout. So have fun, go nuts, pick some cool stuff, and thanks to Displate for sponsoring our video. Next up, let's talk about GameStop. We've talked about GameStop a lot over the course of a few years, a company that has had its share of troubles, growing pains with the changing industry landscape, and now it is in the heat of some crazy stock market shenanigans, along with a couple of other companies. So here's the deal with this, guys. I'm not smart. I am not going to go and explain what is going on. You've probably, if you're deep in it, if you're on Reddit, you probably made some money. Congratulations. There's a lot of other people out there, like my parents asking me, like, what's going on with GameStop? What's all that stuff? The stock price has been surging. People have made off like bandits with it. There's been issues with some of the apps like Robinhood. Essentially, it's really shaking up Wall Street in a lot of ways. It's not necessarily totally about GameStop anymore. It's more about profit for everyday people, which is cool, figuring out Wall Street and the stock market and trading. But when it comes to actually explaining how it works, like short selling and all of that, I'm going to defer to some resources I've linked below if you are curious. But I think my take is also just the fact that the power of the internet, the power of the access to information, and the power of crowdsourced people coming together and figuring shit out. It has been interesting to watch this unfold over a period of a few days. It has been a wild ride if you're like hyper connected on the internet like I am. Where does this go? On the financial side, I don't know. But on the GameStop side, it could be better for them. You could have the stock market for or against you, but sometimes the bottom line is how a business is run and what it's selling, and GameStop still needs to figure out a lot of stuff. They've made a lot of significant shifts, and I'm curious to see where it goes, but this Reddit thing, dude, this is a ride. So like I said, if you are curious to learn more about it, because I am not good at explaining it, I also am not a financial advisor. Be careful, that's all I'll say if you're playing around with this stuff. But I've linked like a PC Gamer article and a couple of others that just explain it really well for the layman like me. So there you go. Now let's talk about some games and some dates. I feel like on the Gameranx channel, we talked about Biomutant a ton for years, putting on a bunch of top 10s and stuff like that. Never seeing the game. And now Biomutant finally officially has a release date, May 25th, 2021. This little raccoon open world action adventure RPG thing is finally maybe going to be out, and maybe it's going to be good. We always thought it was kind of cool. We were mildly interested in it. Maybe now we're going to actually see it if it actually makes it to the light of day. Could it be delayed again? Maybe, considering things are still iffy here and there with development and the pandemic. But I'm at least happy that they have dated it. Now, if we're talking about bummer news, let's talk about some more delays. I feel like every week we've been rounding up some delays and stuff. Returnal, the PS5 game, did get pushed. This is the Housemarque shooter. I'm very excited. This is up there in my most anticipated for the year. It's like this and Resident Evil Village and a couple of other things. But now it is pushed a little further to April 30th. So if you had your calendar marked, now you got to change it. Also, Lord of the Rings Gollum, which was actually like one of the first real next generation projects announced, like a big whole adventure where you just play as shitty little Gollum. That unfortunately has been pushed to 2022. Honestly, change the game. I don't really want to play as Gollum. I feel like he's like overplayed. Make a game where I get to play as like Isildur or something. I also just like saying Isildur. I'm sorry, I apologize. Anyway, those games have been delayed. We will keep you guys posted on more. But in other news, I also just wanted to link in terms of what's out this week. The Medium released this week. We did a before you buy video on it. Wasn't crazy about it. I like some of the ideas there, but we linked the launch trailer and the before you buy if you're curious. January is a little slow, so I like to just point out the new games that are coming out that people may have forgotten about. But in some interesting news, Crystal Dynamics has come out to start to ramp up celebration of Tomb Raider's 25th anniversary. It is crazy to say that out loud, as I just turn into this old video game skeleton. Tomb Raider has existed for almost 25 years, and Crystal Dynamics has said various things that they are doing to celebrate and to further the Tomb Raider franchise. Most notably, an animated Netflix series about Lara Croft. And what they said that they are also trying to do is unify the timeline. So like the newer revamped Tomb Raider games, and then stuff in the middle, and then the Tomb Raider games of the classic days, and then possibly stuff after that. I think it's very crazy that they're trying to unify these timelines, because it's like the new Tomb Raider games, like you were waiting for her to become awesome classic Lara, but like it kind of was like a slow burn type thing. But I'm happy that they're doing this as someone who thinks a lot about Tomb Raider. Here's my pitch though. I did say this on Twitter. Not a lot of people were into it, but hey, humor me, okay? So God of War, the way it took Kratos, this crazy over-the-top action hero that like killed the whole world, and then they plopped him way further, years and years and years later, where he's older, he's a little more tired, he's a little more sad, and they kind of do something completely different with it and breathe new life into his character. Do that with the 90s Lara Croft. That's what I want to see. Like Lara, older, badass, like MILF, just living in her mansion with a bunch of money and national treasures. It's a dusty mansion. And then one day she gets pulled back in for one last adventure. Like a long span of time. I don't even need the newer rebooted Tomb Raiders in there. Just like give us that long stretch so we have this older, more wrinkled, but still badass Lara who's like, I remember that one time I killed the dinosaur. And then like they play like sad orchestral God of War music. Like just nostalgia, but good. I don't know. It's just something I've been thinking about. Thanks for humoring me. What were we doing? That's all I got for you, but I do want to say one thing. If you're watching this on Friday when this video goes live, later tonight I am doing a live stream. I'm going to be doing Jeopardy with my friend Josh McCouga, Joshpardy. It's probably going to be a lot of fun. Come hang out if you like Jeopardy or miss Jeopardy with Alex Trebek. It's going to be a good time. I don't do live stream stuff a lot, so if you want to come hang out, I figured I'd link it. I'll link that in the description below if you want to come check it out. Yeah, he's a friend of the show. Got to support other people. So if you want to come hang out, I will link that in the description below. But I want to hear from you guys in the comments about what we talked about this week. What game do you think is going to be delayed next? It's been a lot of games here and there. This 2021 is starting to look more and more quiet, but I want to know what you think is on the chopping block. And also, what do you not want to see delayed? Also, what do you think about GameSpot? GameSpot? Blech. GameStop. What do you think about GameStop and AMC and all this crazy Redditor stock chaos? Are you in on the action? Are you on the outside looking in? Are you stumbling around in the middle like I am? Let me know how that's working out for you. And also, let me know what you think about Knights of the Old Republic. Like, what could possibly happen? What could they make? What would make you happy? Also, have you had sex with Keanu Reeves in a video game? Be sure to let us know anything you want down in the comments. We'll be down there as much as possible. Things get a little crazy though, like I always say, so if you want to yell at me directly, find me on Twitter and Instagram at Jake Baldino and youtube.com/Jake Baldino, my other channel. But thank you guys for coming around every Friday. Like I always say, we will never stop. Thank you for coming here. We like to just fill you guys in on the gaming news. So if you click the like button, that does actually help us out. Thank you. But Gameranx puts out videos every single day. So subscribe if you're new because you get all that. But I'm Jake Baldino. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Pizza's on me.